Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of the 18th of June 2022. Essence. Sweet children, in order to claim tilaks of self-sovereignty for 21 births, forget the consciousness of bodies, including your own bodies, and remember the one Father. Question. Which aspect of the poor children's wisdom pleases the Father, and what advice does he give to such children? Answer. The poor children who think that they should use all their worthless possessions in a worthwhile way for Baba's service and accumulate their fortune for their future 21 births. Baba is very pleased to see the wisdom of such children. Baba gives them first-class advice. Children, become trustees. Do not consider things to be your own. Look after your children. Look after everything as trustees. Improve your life with knowledge and become kings of kings. Song. My fortune having awakened, I have come. Om Shanti. You children heard 2 lines. You children have understood that you have come here to make your fortune for the new world. In order to make a fortune, one has to make a plan. You children understand that we receive Srimat here, that we receive the great mantra of Man above. There are these words. Who gives you this mantra? It is the highest on high, the one who is the ocean, who gives directions. Only once do we receive directions from him. Whatever has already happened in the drama will repeat after 5,000 years. Your boat can go across with just this one mantra. The Purifier Father only comes once and gives Srimat. Who is the Purifier? The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, makes impure ones pure and takes them to the pure world. Only he can be called the purifier and the bestower of salvation. You are sitting in front of him. You know that he is everything for you. The highest on high is the one who makes our fortune. You have the faith that we receive this great mantra from the unlimited Father. He is the Father. One is incorporeal and the other is corporeal. The children remember him and the Father also remembers the children. Cycle after cycle, Baba only speaks to his children. The Father says, there is only one mantra for the salvation of all, and there is only the one who gives it. Only the Sat Guru gives the true mantra. You know that you have come here in order to make your fortune for your land of happiness. The Golden Age is called the land of happiness, whereas this is the land of sorrow. Shiv Baba only gives the mantra to those who become Brahmins through the mouth of Brahma, and so he definitely has to come into a corporeal form. How else would he give the mantra? He says, cycle after cycle, I give you this great mantra. Remember me constantly. Renounce all bodily religions and forget your bodies and all bodily relationships. If you consider yourself to be a body, all the relations of your body, that is, your paternal uncles, maternal uncles, and all the gurus and holy men, etc., are remembered. This one says, when you die, the whole world is dead to you. The Father also says, I give you souls a mantra. Consider yourselves to be souls and become bodiless. Renounce the consciousness of bodies. Here, everyone is body conscious, whereas everyone in the Golden Age is soul conscious. At this confluence age, you become soul conscious, and you also become theists, the ones who know God. A theist is one who knows the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, and His creation. There are no theists in the Golden Age or in the Iron Age. They only exist at the confluence age. You receive the inheritance from the Father, and you then go and rule in the Golden Age. The question of theist and atheist only arises here. It doesn't arise there. Brahmins who were previously atheists have become theists. At present, the whole world is atheist. No one knows the Father or His creation. They simply say that He is omnipresent. You children only have a connection with the unlimited Father. You receive Srimat from Him, that is, He inspires you to make effort. He says, children, forget the consciousness of bodies, including your own bodies, and do not remember anyone else. Consider yourselves to be souls and remember me, your Father. This is called the great mantra through which you make your fortune. You receive tilaks of self-sovereignty for 21 births. That is the reward. The Gita is for changing from an ordinary man into Narayan, that is, for becoming a deity from an ordinary human being. You children know that this world is changing. You are making your fortune for the new world. This is the land of death. Just look what the fortune of people here is. The very name is the land of sorrow. Who said this? The soul. You have now become soul conscious. The soul says, this is the land of sorrow. Our supreme region is the place where Baba lives. The Father now gives knowledge and makes our fortune. He gives one great mantra, remember me. You may listen to it from a bodily being, but remember me, the bodiless one. You would definitely have to listen to him through a bodily being. Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris would also speak through their mouths and tell impure ones to remember the purifier. You have to burn the burdens of sin that are on your heads with the power of remembrance. You have to become free from disease. You children are personally sitting in front of the Father. You know that Baba has come to make your fortune and that he shows you a very easy path. They say, Baba, I forget to remember you. You should be ashamed. You remember those worldly fathers who make you impure, whereas this Father from beyond, who makes you pure, who tells you to stay in constant remembrance so that your sins can be absolved, you say, Baba, I forget you. The Father says, I have come to make you worthy of being in a temple. You know that Bharat was Shivalaya, Temple of Shiva, where we used to rule, and that later on we started worshipping our non-living images in the temples. We forgot that we too had been deities. Your Mama and Baba were also worthy of worship deities, and they then became worshippers. This knowledge is in your intellects. The main point is shown in the tree. The foundation was the original eternal deity religion. It doesn't exist anymore. 5,000 years ago, it became the Golden Age, and it is now the Iron Age. After the Iron Age, the Golden Age will come again. The one who gives Srimat definitely has to come. The world definitely has to change. You continue to beat the drums, announce to everyone, but the tree cannot grow any quicker. Many obstacles come in the way. They get trapped in various names and forms. The Father says, do not get trapped. You may stay in your households and also remember the Father and remain pure. God speaks. Lust is the greatest enemy. The God of the Gita previously said this, and he is saying it once again. The God of the Gita must definitely have enabled you to gain victory over lust. One is the kingdom of Ravan, and the other is the kingdom of Rama. The kingdom of Rama is the day, and the kingdom of Ravan is the night. The Father says, this kingdom of Ravan is now to come to an end. Everything is being prepared for this. The Father will teach you and then take you back home, and you will then need a kingdom. You would not rule in this impure world, would you? Shiv Baba does not have any feet that he would put on the ground. The deities cannot set foot on this impure world. You know that you are becoming deities, and that you will come into Bharat, but the world will have changed from the Iron Age into the Golden Age. You are now becoming elevated. Many children say, Baba, many storms come. The Father says, you forget the Father. You do not follow his Srimat. You receive the most elevated directions from the Father. Children, do not become corrupt. There is only the one who teaches you, and he says, constantly remember me alone. Do not even remember this one's chariot. There are the chariot rider and the chariot owner. It is not a question of a horse chariot. Would one sit in that and give knowledge? These days, people travel in aeroplanes. Science is in full force. The pomp of Maya is also in full force. At present, they give everyone so much honour. A prime minister of a particular country may be given a lot of honour, and then 15 days later that honor would be taken away. Even kings have this problem. They are in constant fear. You receive such easy knowledge. You are so poor that you do not even have a shell. You make Baba the trustee and say, Baba, all of this belongs to you. And Baba says, Acha, you live as trustees as well. If you still consider everything to belong to you, that is not being wise. You have to follow Srimat. Those who are trustees will follow Srimat. You are poor, and so you think that you should give all your worthless possessions to Baba. Baba gives you first-class advice. He says, you have to look after your children. At this time you are now receiving knowledge through which your future is reformed and you become kings of kings. It is the father's duty to give advice. Remember the father. You should have the mercy to save everyone from falling into the pit. You have to move with great tact. There are Supnaka and Putna, female devils. Ajamil and Durodan also refer to this time. This present scene will emerge again after a cycle. That same Father comes personally to give knowledge. He enables you to attain the status of deities from human beings. You have come to claim the inheritance as you did 5,000 years ago. Previously, too, there was the Great War. That is connected with this. The Father explains everything accurately and enables you to claim the status of deities from ordinary human beings. You have come to claim the inheritance from the Father. You are not going to receive the inheritance from Brahma or Jagadamba, or from any other Brahma Kumari. They also claim their inheritance from the Father. They explain to others too. You become the children of Jagatpita, World Father, and claim your inheritance through him. He, Shiva, tells each one of you individually, Child, remember me. This arrow is shot directly at you. The Father says, Children, you have to claim the inheritance from me. Even if a friend or relative dies, the inheritance still has to be claimed from the Father. You should have a lot of happiness in this, since you have come to make your fortune. You know that Baba is once again making you into the masters of heaven, and so you have to imbibe manners accordingly. You have to save yourselves from the vices. We are becoming pure and viceless. You have understood the drama and the tree. There is no other difficulty. It is very simple. Still you say, Baba, I forgot you. An evil spirit came. Baba says, chase away the evil spirits. Look in the mirror of your hearts and see whether you have become worthy. We have to become Narayan from ordinary beings. The Father sits here and explains, Sweet children, 100 times fortunate children, you have come here to become 100 times fortunate. At present, all are very unfortunate. Only the residents of Bharat were very fortunate. They were so wealthy. This is a matter of Bharat. The Father says, "Now consider yourselves to be souls, because you have to come back with me, and so your final thoughts will then lead you to your destination." The drama is now about to end, and we will go back home at any moment. He shows you the way. Become free from all sin, and you will become a pure, charitable soul. It was the world of pure, charitable souls, and it is being established once again. The old world has to change and become new. They believe that Bharat is an ancient land and that it was heaven. Heavenly God the Father created heaven. When did he come? He only comes at this time. This is known as the time of the coming of the benevolent Father. The community of Ravan is so big, whereas the community of Rama is so small. Expansion continues to take place here. Children will continue to come to claim the inheritance from the Father once again. They continue to explain using exhibitions and projectors. You now have to do a lot of service. Baba continues to say, "Beloved children, this is the drama." However, whatever has happened until now would be said to be the accurate drama. The Father says, "Even I am predestined in the drama. Children, I too have to come into the impure world. See how I leave the supreme region and come here for you children. Doctors would not run away from the plague, they would have to go there. People sing, 'Purifier, come. Come and purify us of the 5 vices, that is, liberate us from them. Take us from the world of sorrow to the world of happiness. God is the liberator. He is the liberator of all. He becomes the guide and takes us back home, and then He becomes the guide and takes us back home, and we then come down number-wise. There is the Sun dynasty, the Moon dynasty, and then when the Copper Age begins, you become worshippers. It is sung that the deities started to follow the path of sin. They show pictures of the path of sin. You now understand practically that you were deities. These points are so easy to understand. Your intellects need to imbibe them accurately. You children have now come to make your fortune. The Father is personally sitting here in front of you, but teachers are number-wise. God has told you here the essence of all the Vedas and scriptures through the mouth of Prajapita Brahma. Brahma would hear it first. They have shown Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar in the subtle region, but Vishnu is the master of the golden age, and Brahma is the master of the confluence age. Brahma is needed here so that the Brahmins can then become deities. This is the sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra, brackets, the incorporeal one. This sacrificial fire was created previously as well. The entire world will be sacrificed into this yajna. Everything will be destroyed. You children will then go to rule in the new world. Acha. To the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence Vedana 1. Remove the evil spirits from within you and become worthy of changing from an ordinary man into Narayan. Check in the mirror of your heart and see to what extent you have become worthy. 2. Consider yourself to be a soul and become bodiless, and remember the Father. Practice forgetting the consciousness of bodies. Blessing. May you be happy-hearted and cheerful, and stay constantly cheerful with your royalty of purity. Souls who have the royalty, that is, the reality of purity, constantly dance in happiness. Their happiness is sometimes less. Day by day their happiness continues to increase at every moment. They would not be internally one thing and externally something else. They are truthful in their attitude, vision, words and behavior. Such real and royal souls constantly stay happy in their hearts and also in their eyes and their features. They are eternally happy-hearted and cheerful. Slogan: the most elevated power in the world is the power of purity. Om Shanti.